All right, we live.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Welcome to the GOAT James Kingdom Show with B. Lee and A. Johnny. As y'all know, we go live every Sunday, noon Eastern time, to talk basketball and the GOAT conversation. So here we are live straight off of the GOAT James Kingdom YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you are not a subscriber to the channel already. And if you are not a member, go ahead and check out the memberships for becoming a GOAT James Kingdom member, as we have different perks for all our memberships. Shout out to everybody that's already a member and a subscriber to our channel. We're also going live straight off of the GOAT James Kingdom platform on Facebook, so you can check us out there. Shout out to all to our Facebook guys like Craig and Travis. What up, fellas?
What's up, gentlemen?
Good. What's good? Y'all ready for today?
Absolutely.
I know we're gonna do the top 10. Yes, y'all. We're doing the top 10 players of 2023-2024 season. So we're gonna have a great show today. Brandon, you ready? You got your list too, correct? Brandon? Well, I think Brandon's taking care of something, but we definitely gonna have a good show. Shout out to everybody already in the comments. I see Adrian, Twin Man, to Wayne, Fasa Red. Shout out to everybody. Yes, y'all, we're gonna have a great show. We're gonna talk about the top 10 the top 10 players going into the 2024 season, and we're gonna discuss LeBron James' 21st season, all the different records that he is set to break going into this season. So we're gonna have a great show, y'all. We'll get right to it, right? Because we have a new season coming up. So we're gonna start off with our number 10 guy. We'll start with number 10 and we'll go down to number 1. Everybody get each player at a time, correct? Y'all ready for it?
Hold on.
Huh?
I'm getting my list.
Get your list out. Get your list out. Get your list out. Share everything. Get everything ready. You'll go out. We'll go Brandon, Travis, Craig, then me. All right. So let's start with you, Brandon. Who you got as the number 10 guy for going into the season?
I got Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant. Okay. KD is number 10. What about you, Travis?
I had Jaylen Brown.
I like that. See, Travis is the man. Go ahead. Hey, Craig.
I had Jaylen Brown too. He probably hacked my phone and found my list.
I did, Craig.
Wow. You know what's funny? Because I've been getting killed on TikTok for saying Jaylen Brown is a top 10 player. And here it is. Craig and Travis have him in the top 10. But for me, my number 10 guy is Anthony Edwards. So I go with Anthony Edwards. So let's go with number 9. Number 9. Who's your number 9 guy, Brandon?
I got Booker.
Devin Booker. Okay. Devin Booker. All right. What about you, Travis?
I have Jimmy Butler, but it's just more of like a combination of what he did in playoffs and regular season.
Okay. Well, okay. You'll explain your criteria shortly. We'll let everybody explain how they get their criteria. All right, Craig, number 9. Who's number 9?
I got Anthony Edwards.
I like that. Number 9 for me is going to be Donovan Mitchell. All right, so I'm going to go with Donovan Mitchell. All right, so Brandon, number 8?
Number 8, I got Anthony Davis.
Here you go. Anthony Davis, first top 10 pick. Let's go. Who you got, Travis? Number 8.
I had Donovan Mitchell.
Okay, Donovan Mitchell. Not a bad choice. Craig?
I got Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy. Oh man. Number 8 for me is Jaylen Brown. I got Jaylen Brown number 8. So number 7, Brandon.
I got
Steph Curry, number 7. Oh my God, not the light-skinned wonder. All right, number 7 for you, Travis.
I put AD there. I would have had him higher, but 56 games.
AD as well. Oh my God.
It don't matter about the games.
Yeah, the games don't matter. Okay, all right. And what about you, Craig?
I got Dame.
You got Dame. So Dame's the 7th best guy for you guys. All right. So for me, this is probably where I'm gonna get the flag. I got Trae Young. Trae Young is up there. I'm Trae Young's been balling for the last few years, and I got Trae Young. So let's go number 6. Number 6, Brandon.
John, you got a terrible list, but my number 6 is Tatum. It's Tatum.
Jason Tatum's number 6.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't worry. I get my last in there. Go ahead, Travis.
I have Bron 6.
LeBron is number 6.
Well,
Oh, LeBron is number 6. Let's go, Travis. Mentioning the GOAT. Number 6, Craig.
I got LeBron too.
Oh, number 6, LeBron James. What stopped y'all from putting him in the top 5?
The 5 players before him.
Just for me, 55 games, and he was a liability defensively throughout much of the season. That's really it.
They go with that defense talk. All right,
I go because he did great at the age of 38. In my opinion, he played great for a 38-year-old. So that's why I can't. If I put him top 5, then that means the league is weak to have a 38-year-old top 5 player in the league.
Or LeBron is just that great. Or LeBron is just that great. Or LeBron is just that great. All right, number 6 for me is SGA. I got my boy SGA. That's what I got. Number 6. Number 6. All right, Brandon, number 5.
I got Luka.
Travis?
I had Booker.
Devin Booker.
Nope.
Okay. So Booker, all right. And what about you, Craig?
I had Tatum.
You didn't say Tatum already?
No.
At number 6?
No, I said Tatum.
Oh, you said Tatum. Okay, so you got Tatum at number 5. I got Luka number 5. Luka's definitely top 5. He kind of fell off last year, but he's top 5. I got him number 5. Number 4, Brandon?
I got LeBron.
LeBron, the GOAT, baby, the GOAT. Yeah. LeBron is number 4 on Brandon's list. Number 4 for you, Travis?
Tatum.
Jason Tatum. So you got Jason Tatum top 5. All right, Craig. You got Craig number 4?
Oh, I got Luka.
Luka's number 4. Okay, all right. And I got Jason Tatum number 4. So it looks like we all probably gonna have the same top 3. So let's just go 3 through 1, and we'll finish it off, and everybody could explain their list afterwards. What's your 1 through 3, Brandon?
I got 3 Embiid, 2 Jokic, and number 1 Giannis.
All right, Travis.
Same, except for I had Jokic ahead of Giannis, but same top 3.
Okay, all right. So and you, Craig?
I got Jokic 1, Embiid 2, and Giannis 3.
Okay, and I got the same thing Brandon got. I got Embiid 3, Jokic number 2, and Giannis is number 1. So let's
hold up. Y'all didn't put Steph in the top 10?
Who?
Did y'all put Steph in the top 10?
No.
Who?
No, nobody put Steph in the top 10. That's funny.
Put Steph in the top 10. Don't get me, because I am on that. I don't. None of this Steph greatness. I'm not. I didn't put none of that.
I mean, Steph played great last year, and nobody put Kevin Durant in the top 10, right?
Nope.
This is, I think, going into the season, who I think is probably going to be more dominant.
Nope. No more 2010s guys for me. It's 2024.
Yeah, they both still top 10 players to me. You guys crazy.
But so go ahead, Brandon. So what was your criteria? How did you first of all, name the top 10 all of them?
Yeah, I guess it ain't no criteria, just who the best players. I got Kevin Durant, he's number 10, even though he's a top 5 talent. Then I got Booker, because Booker outplayed Kevin Durant on their team. Anthony Davis, which is, he's dominant on both sides of the floor. Then I got Steph and Tatum. Then I ended with Luka, LeBron, Embiid, Jokic, and Giannis. Those are clearly the top 10 players in the league. I don't know what you guys talking about.
You going off what they did instead of what they're doing.
I mean, that's what they did last year, and that's what they're going to do this year too.
KD can't stay healthy. Like, come on. I didn't put Anthony Davis because he can't stay healthy. Like,
I mean, they're still healthy enough. They're healthy enough to play in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, again,
because he can't play a full season.
I mean, when I'd be healthy too if I only had to play 40 games a year, but it's just like
who played 40 games? Like, they play over half the year in the playoffs.
No, the only guy who played over 70 games here was Jason Tatum.
I mean, what do games have to do with anything? They're still top 10 players. I can understand if they're playing like 10 games or not even playing, but they're literally playing almost 60 games a year.
Sure, but I mean, where do we draw the line there? Like, so if he played 30 or 40 games, or we say, hey, I count
Who's
that.
played 30 or 40 games? So I don't know what you're talking about. No one played 30 or 40 games in this list.
A lot of these guys are just barely over 50 games. Look, they're on my top 10 list, but I'm not gonna I still value people who are out there showing they have the better endurance and better reliability than people who are just okay, well, I can only count on you for 50, 52 games a year, and because that affects standing. How very Kawhi Leonard of them, he does that to the last 4 or 5 seasons.
I mean, so Kawhi literally cannot play more than 30 games a year, but these guys are playing throughout the playoffs.
Well, he played 52 games last year.
Kevin Durant played 47 games last year.
Yeah,
and he played in the playoffs. He played throughout the playoffs,
and he demanded a trade.
What does demand and trade have to do with anything?
Well, I'll get to that when it's my turn. I get to my turn. Go about with Travis.
Hold up. If Kevin Durant is playing in the playoffs, and you're saying that there's 10 other guys that's better than him in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, this is regular season, right?
Okay, if Kevin Durant is playing in the playoffs, are you saying there's 10 other players better than him?
That means he had a squad that was able to make.
Yeah, it means he was on a better team. Without context, that's a disingenuous question.
There's no context needed. Who's the best player? You're saying that if Kevin Durant is on the court in the playoffs, there's 10 other players in the league that's better than him.
Yeah, the 10 that I name,
Sure. So you're telling me that if Giannis wasn't in the playoffs, but Durant was, Durant's better than Giannis?
I'm not. You're saying that they're not available. I'm saying they're available. They're playing in the playoffs.
No,
they're playing in the regular season.
He's basically saying name 10 players if you were in the playoffs that you would choose to be on your team than Kevin Durant.
If I can do that right now, and I just did.
Okay, well, that's what you.
The best 10 players in the playoffs or the best 10 players in the season?
I mean, it's the same thing they're playing.
No, the conversation is the 10 best players going into this season. So Brandon is using what he saw in the playoffs last year. And
I'm not using what I'm saw in the playoffs. I'm just saying if they're in the playoffs, and they play in the regular season, would you choose 10 other players than Kevin Durant? And I don't know why anyone would.
Oh, well, okay. So Travis, explain why you don't have Kevin Durant in your top 10, and why the 10 guys you have there are better than Kevin
So Durant. I felt like the 10 guys that I had there are, especially this stage of their career. Okay, this is going to sound disingenuous because I did pick LeBron, but I feel LeBron is still a better facilitator and a little bit more efficient than Durant. Maybe not most of last year, but he still played more games than Durant, which means something to me. Mm-hmm. He's a better rebounder. Most of these guys, I think, are more dynamic scorers, especially at this point. Durant had a great year last year, but again, he didn't even play 50 games. He's always going to be an injury concern. If this was 2017 or 18, Durant would probably be 1 or 2 for me. But in this case, I'm saying going into the next season, I think these guys are going to have way better years, and arguably already had better years last year, especially Tatum. The top 3 I don't think is even debatable. I think Donovan Mitchell is only going to ascend from here. Jimmy Butler, I think, is going to have a great year too. Again, because he had kind of under the radar year yesterday, but he still played 64 games. And he was leading his team from the front, and he had a severely undermanned squad. Durant had arguably one of the best Phoenix Suns team in history, and they still got flamed out in the playoffs there. And I mean, Butler led his team to the finals with spare parts, basically, relatively speaking. And I mean, I'm not going to be ridiculous and say someone like John Morant or something is a top 10 player right now, especially after that. But AD, I think, was way better on both ends of Durant. I don't think that's debatable. Maybe not both ends, but he was still a 25-9 guy, 12 boards, way better defensively, top 10 in each metric. Who else did I play here? Tatum, again. I mean, I could have interchanged Curry maybe for somebody else, but again, these are just the players I think are going to have the better impact going into the next season. And I mean, I think Durant's going to. Depends. I don't think he's going to have much heat on him. We'll see how the Beal thing turns out. But I don't think that Durant is going to be a top 10 player next year.
So Brandon got AD and LeBron top 10, Booker and KD top 10. All right. So, I mean, I don't know. Craig, you have LeBron. Where was LeBron again for you, Travis?
LeBron was ranked 6.
Sorry. Durant was at 6 for me.
And Durant's not in your top 10. Steph's not in your top 10. And same thing for
you.
No,
I mean, it was tough for me.
LeBron's number 6, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Craig. So explain. Go ahead. Tell us again.
He's not there. Like if I'm going to the season, these 10 players, especially Dame, I know he's gonna have a crazy year because he got something to prove. Luka, he got something to prove. These players got something. You know how KD attitude is. It's basketball. I just want to play. He don't got that mindset that all the other 10 players do. He just want a ball. He don't care the results of the ball. He just want a ball.
I'm with you. That's my thing too. And for me, this is the thing. Those 2010s players, the KDs, LeBrons, Stephen Curry, their era's over. It's the new guys' era. Now, if you're going to put any one of them in the top 10 today in the 2024 season, LeBron should be ahead of all of them, which Brandon did do. But it's hard for me, and LeBron should be number 6 because we established that it's Luka, Tatum, Embiid, Giannis, and Joker. Those, whatever, however you want to combine those
6. That's
those
the
five, right?
So you answer the question.
So okay, but for me, I would do that too because he would be in front of SGA, he would be in front of Trae Young, he would be in front of Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, and Anthony Edwards. But I'm giving those guys their flowers because it is their era, it is their turn. Those guys are playing the games. All the guys that I mentioned are playing 60 games plus. So that's important. You understand what I'm trying to say? Now, I'm not holding LeBron, KD, and Steph and them for not playing 60 games. They're not at that age anymore, right?
They got FMLA now.
They're all
playing 80 games is not going to guarantee you the title or being the best player in the league.
No, I'm not saying that's not what I'm saying, Brandon. I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, if we're talking about getting ready to watch this season, what I'm ready to watch these 10 guys. These are the guys I already see what LeBron James could do. They can take their time off. Kevin Durant's going into his 17th season. Curry's going into his 16th season.
17 officially season, 13 season actually playing games.
Right, because he missed 2014, was it? No, with 20. What year did he miss? Because and what year was that in OKC? Did he miss like a part of the season?
Yeah, I think it was the 2011, 2012, one of those seasons.
No, because they were in the finals in 2012. It was
before the lockout season when they went to.
Okay, so it must have been 2011 then. Okay, then. So then he missed 2020, right? Because of the Achilles, and he came back 2021. So and he missed a good portion last year. Again, talent wise, like Brandon said, yeah, you're gonna go with Kevin Durant because he still has the skill. But we're talking about playing into the season. I still think that you have to be available. Like Ralph would say, your best ability is your availability. So again, LeBron should be ahead of all those guys. You already know how I feel about Anthony Davis, but I just feel like the guys like SGA, Trae Young, Anthony Edwards, Donovan Mitchell, and Jaylen Brown needs to get their flowers. I'm glad y'all put Jaylen Brown in the top 10 because I was getting eaten up. To me, Jaylen Brown is a beast, and he's not even the main guy. If he was on his own team like a Klay Thompson. He's just like a Klay Thompson. If he was on his own team, he would get a lot more respect.
You got superstar money as a role player.
So do you understand what that is, like, Brandon? Like, because like you said, you don't expect LeBron to play 70 games, right?
I mean, he don't have to play 70 games.
Exactly. Kevin Durant,
like,
too, right?
Steph Curry and Kevin Durant don't have to play 70 games. They're still top 10 players because there's not 10 players better than those guys.
I get what you're saying. That's why I say I don't hold it against them, but because their time has passed.
It doesn't matter if their time has passed. They're just that good. They're just that good.
No, they're not good enough because my boys are out there balling. That boy, he said Trae Young played 70 games. This guy played 70 games. If they're playing 20 more games,
Trae Young is not better than Steph and KD. He's just not. I don't care how you slice that up. He's just not.
26 and 10, Brandon.
It doesn't matter. He's just not better than those two.
It doesn't matter. Brandon said it doesn't matter. Fuck the stats. Now I don't see the eye test. The eye test, Brandon.
If they're out there playing better, of course.
They are. I mean, Trae Young doesn't have the like we saw the Warriors last night. They're gonna look fucking great. Stephen Curry has a team every fucking year for the last 10 years.
I mean, come on, I don't have nothing to do with it.
It does have something to do with it because they can just do what they do, and nobody, like Kevin Durant, he demanded a trade. Like you couldn't even.
Yes, that's a trade.
What kind of top 10 player says I'm not gonna win here? I need to go somewhere else to win. Like
Because they want to be there.
I mean,
if Embiid demands a trade, that doesn't mean he's not a top 3 player. That just means he doesn't want to play in Philly.
Trae Young is trying to get out of Atlanta as well, so I can't even say that.
At this point, what's the point of having contracts? I'm just going to sign and then request the trade.
Okay, so all right, so let's okay. So the 2010s guys, because Travis brought it up. Travis said if it was 2017, yeah, it's KD, obviously. So out of those 2010s guys, it's LeBron. Then after LeBron, it's Steph. Well, wait, let's go with Dame. Is it still Dame's prime? Is Dame in his prime too, or are we saying,
Who all played Dame in the top 10?
Craig?
And I said
He
because
should
of
be.
what,
He should be.
and I said
What you
because of
said,
what he's
Brandon.
going to do this season compared to what he did 32 last season, and they told him to shut down because they wanted the better draft pick. So it's not like
I mean, if y'all talking about availability, Dame been hurt the last like 3 years.
No,
If
that's
that's the
true.
case,
No, most of the guys we're talking about, I mean, Stephen Curry, all these guys, none of these guys have played that many games. You know, I'm just going off of just last year. I'm not going off of the year before last.
he
Yeah,
32
I'm just going off last year.
last year.
But Dame Lillard did play 58 games. So he played 58 games. Stephen Curry
And they
played,
told him to shut down because we want a better draft pick at the end of the season.
Yeah, Stephen Curry played. Where's Stephen Curry at? I believe. Oh wait, let me back him up here. Yeah, Stephen Curry played 56. LeBron played 55. AD played 56. Kevin Durant played 47. So out of those guys, which we know are the 2010s, we know these were the great players of that era. All right, because James Harden's not in it neither, right? Nobody want to count James Harden, right?
so not James Harden no more, but
James Harden also
2
played.
years ago maybe.
He played 58 games. He led the league in assists. He won the assist title. So he played 58 games. Chris Paul played 59 games. So it looks like all of the guys from that era. I mean, you know, Russell Westbrook played 70 games, but he came off the bench most of the year. So
him playing 70 games is like somebody playing 30 games. Like,
where's Paul? Paul George played 56 games. Kawhi Leonard played 52 games.
Oh, Kawhi played that many games? I know that.
Yeah, he played.
It don't seem like it though.
That's surprising. I thought he played like 25.
Yeah,
It was sporadic, man. Like it was staggered.
Yeah, and Jimmy Butler played 64 games, but prior to this, Jimmy Butler didn't pass 60 games for a few years. Yeah. So those are the guys that we know that were coming into this era. I like the guys from this era. There's some other guys I didn't mention though too. There's guys like Julius Randle, Darian Fox.
Fox is gonna be out there.
Brandon sounded like an old head right now talking about.
You know, Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam played 71 games. Jalen Brunson played 68 games. These are the guys that you can also say outside the guys I mentioned. Kyrie played 60 games. Devin Booker played 53 games. This is why Devin Booker didn't make my top 10. I would have had Booker top 10. And mind you, this is the first season he didn't play over 60 games, so I shouldn't really hold it against him. But because I
don't know why y'all holding games against people anyway, unless they're not playing.
Because of
like, how do we know they're not going to come into this season playing 88 games? Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, we know we do know that they have the rule now. They have to play 65 games to be in any major award. So, but that's what, like you said, Brandon, they don't have to play. That's why I say coming into the season, they're not top 10 players. They're still great players. They're talent wise. But if you go, all right, so that's because that was the question. Is LeBron James, so after LeBron and Steph, or Damian Lillard? Or is it Anthony Davis?
What you mean?
Like out of those players, like the players that are not in the, like, you know, the 2010s.
Talking about players that's at least 10 seasons in.
Yeah, we're gonna.
That was in their prime in the 2010s. You saying?
Yeah, like again, it's LeBron. Let's do LeBron, Stephen Curry, Damian Lillard, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard. Those 5 guys. Give me the top 5 of those guys. Go ahead, Brandon. Start with you.
I guess LeBron and AD be 1 and 2. Then Steph, KD, and who else you said on there?
Is it Kawhi?
Kawhi. I put Dame, then Kawhi.
Dame, then Kawhi. Okay.
Because Kawhi can't really go like he could anymore.
There you go, talking about games. There you go, games. You talking about games, Brandon?
I said he can't go like he did before. I ain't say nothing about no games.
But he averaged.
I mean, like he's limited because of his injury. He cannot play as hard as he could.
He averaged 24, 6.5, and 4 assists last year. Not too bad, but all right. So go name the top 5 you got right there, Travis. Out of those guys: LeBron, Stephen Curry, AD, KD, Dame Lillard, and Kawhi.
So we're talking about if they were prime or currently?
No, currently, right now, as
Really?
it is right now. Yeah.
I'd still go. Currently, I'd say. I'd probably put like Steph, AD, LeBron, Kawhi, Dame. I can interchange Dame and Kawhi probably at this point.
Okay. And what about you, Craig? For those same guys, those same
I
five,
would
six
say
guys.
LeBron, Steph, KD, AD, then yeah. That sound like that. I said LeBron, Steph,
Uh-huh.
KD,
KD, then AD,
then AD,
then Dame.
then Dame. I would leave Kawhi. No. But it's a toss up between Dame and Kawhi. You can close your eyes and.
I mean, for me, it would be LeBron. Then it would be Steph. Then I guess I would go with Dame. Then I guess you got to go with KD. Then I would go AD afterwards. And then Kawhi's out of it. So, all right. So Brandon got those guys in the top 10. So barring any games, who would you put in the top 10? Who would you put in the top 10 out of those five guys? Travis, you already got LeBron. So would you is Steph top 10, barring the fact that he only played 50-some games?
Steph, like he can, like I said, I could definitely interchange. Like I could easily probably take out Butler and put Steph in there. I had AD in my top 10. I don't think. I want to believe in Kawhi, but he's gonna have to show me a little bit more durability and leadership, and a little bit more sustained excellence there. But yeah, if I had to put somebody else in there, I'd probably take. I'd toss up again between Steph and Durant, probably. Although Dame had a great season last year, but I just think if I'm looking to see who's I'm going to have, I think they're both going to have a huge year, but I'd probably put Steph in there because I still think he's still going to be a better shooter in volume than both of them, and he'd work better in my team.
Okay. And what about you, Craig? Which one of those guys you got Dame and
Well, I already got Dame in my top 10. I said he's gonna go off this season because he got someone that can put up 30, so he don't have to be the main guy every night. So he gonna be taking nights off, but when he get his better than Steph, in my opinion.
All right. So barring games, Steph, KD, Kawhi, and AD, should they be in your top 10?
Barring games. The only person out of that list would be AD, just because he's on LeBron team.
All right, for me though, I ain't gonna lie. If that's the case, if we're gonna do what we're gonna just not absolve them for playing games, I would have LeBron number 6, and then I guess I would throw Dame and Steph in there. I guess Steph would be in front of Dame, but I can't put KD or AD in my top 10. I don't think they're top 10. So I guess you would remove Donovan Mitchell and Anthony Edwards to bring in Dame Lillard and Stephen Curry for me. Oh, and then LeBron too. So I would have to move out Jaylen Brown.
And leave Trae Young in there.
Trae Young. I like Trae Young, man. Trae Young is a baller, I think, because he plays in Atlanta. Most people don't really see what he does.
We all see what he does. He's not top 10.
He's so much of a not top 10, he wouldn't get traded to a team that has a top 10 player on it.
You should if you play for Atlanta, man. Atlanta's one of those teams that are not trying to win. Just like there's no point. There's no point in trying to do the Dame thing over there. They're not trying to win. You see, they ran John Collins out of there. They're not a franchise trying to win, bro. They're lucky they got him. He can get them to 40 wins on his own.
He is surviving off of the same teams winning championships, so they don't care. The same team. You might sprinkle a little buck here, but it's literally the same team. They from California, or they're from somewhere warm.
he led the league in points and assists last year. He led the league with the most assists last year. Trae Young be balling, man. He be balling. I know a lot of people don't like his shot selection and think he's inefficient. Somebody brought that up in the comments. But and again, Brandon, you can put the link up in the comments. If anybody wants to join the show, we'll have the link up in the comments. You guys can join to give us your top 10 players. But I think we're in for a good season. All of us got a good top 10 list, But I'm surprised y'all still think LeBron's top 10 because a lot of people say, hey, he's not the GOAT. But I don't think nobody's GOAT was ever top 10 at 38, 39 years old, 20 seasons, 21 seasons.
No, I just think he's still at 10 because he's going to be the engine to make. So I don't even think he was the best player in the Lakers last year, but I still think he's the engine that makes that team go. As far as his score vision hasn't declined at all. He's still an above average rebounder for his position, and he still gets his points in the flow of the game consistently. But I mean, whenever you're that size and you still have that vision, and I don't care. I mean, I care about his defense, but like you haven't really fallen off as far as those other metrics, then you're going to be top 10.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Frederick said something real good, right? He said back in the 90s, even guys like BJ Armstrong could play all 82 games, but the caliber of play and pace of today's game, 82 is hard. It's kind of hard. It is true. It is a more difficult game. It is a faster paced game. Huh?
It was always
Nobody.
82 games. Who was fault to change the way to play the game? It's not like they just say, "Oh, we're gonna play 82 games this season." It was always 82 games.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's a lot easier to play the whole game when the pace is so slow than when you're running back and forth. It's just a lot easier that way.
You want to run up and down the court 48 minutes?
Like King in the comments, man. King Mufasa says LeBron's still the best player. No.
Now, in defense, they made changes for the league for them, as such as when you offensive rebounding, you reset at 14 instead of 24. So it's not like you can just grab an offensive rebound 3 times and kill like 4 minutes out the game. I mean, you could say those little changes sped up the pace, but a lot of times it's the teams. These teams, the way they run their offense, run up and down.
I'm just saying, it's a lot more work to run back and forth constantly.
And talking about scheme. Talking about scheme, a GOAT James Kingdom member Don Marie wrote that today Josh Allen called the audible, which was LeBron James. That was the name of the audible. That's GOAT right there. That's what's called y'all GOAT material. When you got NFL people actually calling audibles with your name involved. That's how great he is. What up, twin man?
I used to say everybody.
What up, boss?
With Jordan of their sports.
Whatever. He's the GOAT. Yo, what up, twin man? So you heard everybody's top 10. So
that's why they call it audible to change teams.
Greg is petty. But I would expect nothing less from a Jordan guy.
Listen, I just sat here and gave props to him. We ain't gonna do that this episode. I gotta deal with y'all in your damn group. We ain't gonna do it this episode.
I'm always gonna do it. But now I heard the top 10s. I have to agree with Brandon. If you don't have Steph or Durant in your top 10, I have to disagree. I understand, and hey, Johnny, you know how I am about giving players their flowers, but I can't think of 10 other players better than Steph or Durant, even at this late date. I'm not sitting here saying there aren't some up and comers like De'Aaron Fox, like SGA, like Ja, even Zion if he can get his stuff together. There are players in the league who are up and coming, but until they come and take it like Jordan took it. Like even though he was getting his ass whooped in the 80s, he was giving them hell. I'll give the bald-headed menace his due when it's time to give him his due. But let's be real here. There aren't 10 players in the league better than Steph or Durant right now.
The thing is, like each of those teams, most of the teams, like Anthony Edwards, Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, they would trade those players for Steph or KD
right now
in a heartbeat with draft picks.
I'll take Donovan Mitchell and Booker over KD. So
hell no.
Yeah. If we
Booker, I can understand because we seen him on the same team.
And you saying Booker, but
Donovan
Mitchell, he ain't there yet.
70 points. That man is there. He is the guy. I'm telling you. Listen, 2 years ago, I put Jason Tatum in the top 10. I put it in that group that I'm banned on that Brandon's admin in, and people went crazy on me. They were like, "Nah, Jason Tatum, nothing." I'm telling you, him, Jaylen Brown, and Donovan Mitchell are top 10 players. Again, I understand the KD and the Stephen Curry nostalgia that you and Brandon.
All right, Johnny. Would Boston trade Jaylen Brown for Kevin Durant and Steph Curry?
Right now?
Would they? Right now, would they?
Right now, yes.
But hold on,
Johnny. Anybody want KD?
So you're saying that Boston would not trade Jaylen Brown for either Kevin Durant or Steph Curry right at this moment, they would not trade him.
No, they would not.
They would trade him in a heartbeat.
Absolutely would, bro.
No, they're not right. The Steph
They
Curry
absolutely would.
right now in this season. What? Yo, come on, guys. Come on. Are we really
Hold on. I would give your argument, Johnny, if they falling. They're still able to perform at MVP levels.
Mute yourself, John, please. Mute yourself, brother.
They're still able to perform at MVP levels. It's not like they're washed up and they're limping through the season and through the games. No, they're still able to perform. They've earned the right to be in the top 10, to still be considered top 10 in the league today. Like Durant, yes, he didn't play a lot, but when he was on the court, he performed. Steph, they literally won the championship the year before the Lakers knocked them out. So let's not act like they're not balling.
They got a good team. That's what I'm saying. They got a good team.
I agree with you, but even if you have a good team around you, that don't matter. They still have to perform.
And that was 2 years ago. That's what I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying, but they still have to perform, though. That's my point.
No.
For you to still be considered top 10, you got to be able to perform. Durant and Steph can still perform.
Oh, there we go. Ralph is here. Ralph is here to explain why availability is the greatest ability. Right, Ralph?
I happen to agree with that. So, I happen to agree with that, but I can't name 10 other players better than Steph or Durant. I can't.
Damn, but this league is trash then because they about 40. You can't name 10.
That's not true. Oh no,
hold on. They saying Steph and Durant's not top 10.
Well,
everybody but me.
Everybody here got.
Me and Twin Man. We say they're top 10. They say they're not.
We're not.
They top 10 easily. Yeah.
Hey, Ralph.
Hold on. Steph is arguably top 5.
Ralph. Johnny said Anthony Edwards, Trae Young, and Donovan Mitchell are better than Steph and Kevin Durant.
Going into 2024. Going into 2024. Yes.
No. They're not better. They're not better. Not
we're
Trae
talking
Young.
about season
and Jaylen Brown.
We're talking
Jaylen Brown. No,
Jaylen Brown.
He might be. Jaylen Brown might be top 15, maybe. Maybe.
Who said Jaylen Brown top 10? I actually appreciated that pick. I don't think he gets enough love.
Me, Craig, and Travis are on board right now. We are
not Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's not top 10.
Jaylen Brown's good. He's real good. He's just not better than Steph and KD.
No, he's not.
Okay.
No,
and Boston would trade Jaylen Brown for one of those in a heartbeat.
And they didn't.
Chris told us, and we forgot to mention the real player that should be in the top 10, Tyler Hero.
No, we're not doing that.
Top 5.
Yeah, he's definitely top 5 on his team. He's top 5 on his team.
Exactly.
Top 5 on this team.
Oh, KD and Steph is top 10 easily. I mean, Steph is arguably top 5.
King John, you usually on my side. Are you on my side with this? Is Stephen Curry and KD still top 10?
They still top 10.
Oh.
I mean,
you know they still top 10. I get your pushback, but you know they still top 10.
I happen to agree. See, this is where me and Johnny agree, though, John. I believe players don't get
the mindset, though. I understand because they get hurt a lot. KD get hurt a lot, so I understand.
It's not even an injury thing.
It's not even an injury thing. They don't have to play 60, 70 games. They don't have to do it.
I got a question, Johnny.
I think Johnny.
So
argument is.
So who you got in the top 5?
Wait, man. Go ahead, Ralph. Huh?
Who you got in the top 5?
It was Giannis, Embiid, Joker, Luka, and Jason Tatum. But I got Jason Tatum ahead of Luka. But Giannis, Joker, Embiid, Tatum, and then Luka.
And that's a lot. That's a lock right now. That was top 5. That was a lot.
We already did that. So it was the question was because like for me, that 2010 era that we're talking about with the LeBron James, Ralph, you just coming in, so I'm gonna explain it. The LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. Man, that Dame Lillard, their era is over. It's not their league anymore. It doesn't belong to them. The guys that I'm looking forward to coming in that are balling every night, that's going to give you 60, 70 games. They're going to show up for their teams and really affect what they're going on the basketball court are, to me, SGA, Trae Young, Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, so you're basing this off of availability?
Of course, that's what I said. Availability.
Like those guys are not going to move the needle for titles like Steph and KD.
Yeah.
Not.
Steph played 56 games last year, 29 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and he's not top 10. Okay, help me understand that.
That's what I'm saying. They still
Jaylen Brown? What did Jaylen Brown do? What did Jaylen Brown do?
I think he averaged 25.
He's like 26.
He averaged 26 and a half, 7 rebounds, 3.5 assists, shooting 49% from the field, and he's the second fiddle. He's playing his role. He's playing his role. He's playing his role at that and dominating. That's why Jaylen Brown's the man.
But hold on. But hey, Johnny, I don't disagree with you. But if you switch Jaylen Brown and Steph, they're not going to the second round of the playoffs.
They're not losing to LeBron James.
Yes, they would, and you know they would, bro. They wasn't beating that.
Listen, that boy Jaylen Brown is a beast, man. He can do everything. He's the
think they'd have been able to beat the Lakers last year without Steph on that team? If you switched,
not last year. Not last year.
You put Jaylen Brown on there. Jaylen Brown performed terrible in the playoffs. No,
yeah, playing on Boston with Marcus Smart,
he would have played,
and Derek White passing him the ball.
Jaylen Brown can't handle the ball. Cannot handle the ball. It showed in the playoffs.
He doesn't have to handle the ball. That's why you have a ball. That's why he needs a ball facilitator.
He's not a great shot creator though.
Let's
do
That's
this.
What he struggled. That's how he struggled by his ball handler. In order to create your shot, you got to have a good ball handler.
His team didn't give him a good position. They didn't give Jason Tatum a good spot. They didn't give him good. Again, that team did not have a good ball facilitator team. It was like, here, you do something that's easy to stop when you get to the playoffs.
Derek White played better than him against your Heat.
Because Derek White got the third, fourth defender sticking him. He don't got Jaylen Brown's defender.
That's true. Now, Ralph, I do have to agree with
that. And that's
did have Tyler Hero on him. Did have Tyler Hero on.
No, he got Tyler Hero on White, and they got, you know what I'm saying? They got Butler on Brown. You know what I'm saying?
So
they had Butler. No, I thought Butler was on Jason Tatum.
Butler was guarding Jason Tatum.
He was,
Butler was getting smoked.
Who was guarding Brown?
Not Hero.
Yeah, we definitely know it wasn't Hero.
Well, he was hurt, of course. He wasn't guarding him. But
Jaylen Brown was still dropping 23 a game on 50% shooting.
Thank you.
I mean,
come on, guys.
What in that Miami series?
No, in the total playoffs.
Yeah, I was saying.
Hold on.
But what he did, but when you look at the Miami series, look at that. He was terrible.
But hold up,
What did Curry do against the Lakers? He was terrible.
But they forced Curry into a role he's not really used to playing. Yeah. That's why he performed terrible.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why we don't hold that against him, because in the playoffs it's a different beast. It's a different.
But hold up. Hey Johnny. Let's not act like they forced Steph, even though they forced Steph into that role. He still was carrying them in those games.
Yeah, Steph wasn't playing terrible against the Lakers.
Jaylen Brown can't do that.
It was the whole team.
And Jaylen Brown also carry. Y'all act like y'all don't see what Jaylen Brown be doing. Like
I do see it, but he's not better than Steph. He's not better
we're
than.
We're not saying that Brown is not good. That's the problem. We're just saying he's not better than Steph and KD. That's all we're saying.
No, but listen, Stephen Curry shot 44%, which basically went down from the series before. His what's it called went down. His shooting, as far as scoring, went down. His rebounding went up and his assists went up against the Lakers. But his shooting went down.
Yeah, because of the style of play that he had to play in that series.
But that's what happened.
And he still performed good though.
No, but that's what happened with Jaylen Brown. When Jaylen Brown goes up against the Miami Heat, the roles change because the way the Heat plays them.
But if Jaylen Brown,
read off Jaylen Brown then against the Heat.
You don't even have to read it off.
That ain't gonna look good.
That's not gonna look good. Had the fourth best defender on Jaylen Brown, he should have been cooking him. You can't put the fourth best defender on Steph or KD. You can't do that.
Who was sticking Steph?
I think they put Vanderbilt. They put
They put everybody on him.
Vanderbilt barely played that series because he that's what I'm saying. He barely.
Vandy, Struder, like they was tag teaming him. Anthony Davis, Lurkin.
That's the two best. That's the two best perimeter defenders.
So if you put Jaylen Brown in the top 10, is he the only number 2 option in the top 10?
I don't even disagree that Jaylen Brown is top 10. He's just not better than Steph or Durant.
That's why I got him top 10 because I believe if he was a number 1, it would be no question he's top 10.
Could he be a number 1 on his?
I don't know if he could be a number 1.
If fifth was a fifth, I'll be drunk.
An effective number 1. Could he raise the ceiling or the floor of that team?
All right, listen. Against Atlanta, let's do this. He played against Philadelphia, the best team, a 7-game series. He averaged 23 points per game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting 54% from the field, 43 from three-point land, and 76% from the free throw.
And who was guarding him?
And against Philadelphia, they got Milton.
Who was guarding?
They got Milton. They got Milton over there.
That was Scottie Pippen numbers. Y'all say he top 10.
They got Max.
No.
They got who? No, they got Tobias Harris.
But Tobias was on JT.
Yeah.
Tobias was on
Let's go to the series right quickly. We can go to and then
now
against Miami, the 7-game series, he had a bad series. He shot 42% from the field. He shot 16. He shot 16% from three-point land. Which
he was terrible.
And he shot
terrible.
He shot 67% from the free throw, and he shot 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game. Now,
it was terrible.
He was back again. That's my Heat though. That's what the Heat does.
Oh, we're not doing that.
Yeah, because he had Tyler Hero on. He had Tyler Hero on him. That's why. He had Tyler Hero.
Did Tyler Hero even play that series?
No, he didn't
I don't think he played that series. I don't think he played that series.
He broke his hand, I think, in the game 1.
I think Caleb Martin was on him, I believe.
Yeah. So you got against that series, you got Melton, who was sticking him, and they had PJ Tucker on Jaylen Brown. So yeah, you had Tobias Harris, you had Melton, you had Maxey.
I'm sorry, Jaylen Brown got to cook. He's got to cook him.
He's cooking. No, he did cook Philadelphia. He just didn't cook Miami. Because he's not going to.
No, I mean, but what did he average in that Philadelphia series?
23.
And he averaged.
He should have averaged 28, 29, maybe even 30 points against PJ Tucker.
He shot 54% and 43% from the three-point land. He did it again. He's not the main guy. He's playing his role.
All right, I'll have to concede that because he is number 2.
I'm gonna go
he could be top 10. Like we're not saying he could be top 10. He's just not better than Steph and KD.
No, but Brandon, remember I said I took him out of the top 10 if we add Stephen Curry, LeBron James, and Booker. Remember
you have Anthony Edwards in your top 10. You have Trae Young in your top 10.
Yeah, those crazy.
Hold on, wait. Those three
Crazy.
are
Like 20
gone.
players in the top 10.
No, listen, those 3 players would be gone. No, with Jaylen. No, because if I'm adding LeBron, Stephen Curry, and Booker, then I would have to take out my last 3, which is Edwards, Mitchell, and Brown, and I would leave. Trey would be number 10.
Where you got LeBron at?
I got LeBron outside of the 10.
What?
I got LeBron 12 after Booker. I got 11. I got Booker 11, and then LeBron.
Well, I'm looking.
Hold on, you got Devin Booker at 11?
Yeah, my top 10 is.
Oh, he got to be in the 10.
No, because again, remember 60 games minimum, Ralph, last season. 60-game minimum. That's what it was.
See, I understand why Johnny got the top 10 he got. He's going like heavy on availability. I can respect that. I can really respect that.
Heavy on production and availability. And again, it's these guys' turn.
Being available in the regular season don't win you titles. Simple as that.
Johnny, this is where me and you are going to differ. Where me and you are going to differ.
You got to earn your way.
We know full well Trae Young is not better than Steph. He's not better than LeBron. He can't carry a team by himself. He can't really carry that team.
I seen Stephen Curry by himself in 21. I saw Stephen Curry by himself in 2021 not do nothing. I saw him win the scoring title and all this, and that was him in his prime. I'm talking about this guy Trae Young is a baller. He's 26 and 10.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but you know he's not that yet. He needs a little bit more time. The Anthony Edwards of the world, the Donovan Mitchells of the world, they need a little bit more time.
He needs to leave Atlanta. He needs to leave Atlanta.
I think Trae Young is not top 10, but he's close. I would have him at 11.
Yeah, he's getting there, but not now.
For the fact that a couple of years he got them to the Eastern Conference Finals, I give him credit for that. So that's why I would have him at 11. But top
Like
10.
Ant-Man top 10 is crazy.
No, and now mind you, I'm not even adding that. I know he's capable of that. That's what I'm trying to say. So I know his ability. I know this year he's going to go out there again and give y'all 25 and 10. He does make some bad shots that people don't like, but he is a baller. That kid.
Here's my thing. Booker over him for the fact that Booker was able to lead his team to the finals, and also his production is his production's very well.
With Chris Paul,
but he was the number one option on that on that team, though.
We'll see what they do this
year.
Being
the number one option, leading them to the finals, and
he was the number one.
Yeah, he was the number one option,
and he's getting better. He's not declining. He led his team to the finals, and he's still getting better.
Put Booker over him.
That's
I can understand if he's falling off, but he's not
in your top 10. Because I could, if they were declining, I would 100% agree with you, Johnny. They're not declining.
The Suns won 4 more games last year than the Atlanta Hawks, bro. 4 more games.
But usually top 10 lists are based off of individual production and performance. KD, when playing, is still producing. Steph playing is producing. That's what I'm saying here. If they fall off a cliff,
KD was 55, 40, 90 last year.
We'll see how that production goes without CP3. Now,
these guys are moving the needle for titles. Trae Young is moving the needles to make the playoffs. That's the difference.
Nah, man. It's not.
Let me ask you a question, Brandon.
Yeah, what's up?
So, and this goes. So, would you rather have somebody who averaged 29, 5 and 5 and played 47 games, or somebody who added 28, 4 and 4, played 68?
I don't care about the games. I'm care about, are you good enough to lead me to an NBA title? And the guy, if he played 30 games, and I know that when it comes playoff time, I could win a title, I'm going to take the guy who's going to win a title.
Sure,
who's going to help me win a title. I don't care about regular season wins or games. I care about how are you going to move me to win a title.
Okay, so Durant hasn't won anything for 5 years on a super team. Donovan Mitchell,
that don't have anything to do with it, but he moves the needle to win a title. Trae Young do not.
It depends on the winning percent. It depends on the winning
Edwards do not.
The Suns are not title contenders.
Travis.
Yes, they are. They're definitely title contenders.
Hey, Travis, the answer to your question, it depends on the winning percentage of those games that they played.
But so if they were both on the same team, I'd take Donovan Mitchell over Kevin Durant right now.
When we're talking about top 10, it's their individual production and skill on the court. I'm sorry. 10 players in the league now, skill-wise better than Steph and skill-wise better than Durant. And it's going to give you the production. There isn't. And move the needle.
Let's be honest.
New York. Mitchell against New York.
Let's be honest about KD. Like, you know, he's the reason why Brooklyn even made the playoffs last year. They were like top 2 seed before him and Kyrie left. And they dropped a little bit, but they made the playoffs due to the fact of their production on that team that made them so high. Brooklyn's not going to be a playoff team.
So KD made Brooklyn make the playoffs and then help the Suns in the playoffs. That's crazy.
Suns are going to get there.
I'm really about giving the next generation their due and their flowers. They haven't taken it yet. When LeBron came in,
I don't want to give it up.
Let's use LeBron for example.
Y'all holding on.
No one's holding on. But it's just that good still.
Let me finish real quick. When LeBron came in the league and we saw his rookie season, you knew the more he developed, he was just going to carry that team on his back. Trae Young don't do that for you. Donovan Mitchell don't do that for you. Ant-Man don't do that for you.
Bro, we just seen Trae. We heard Rob say Trae Young win. Trae Young stay making the playoffs. He stay taking the team deep into the playoffs.
But we're talking about moving the needle for a championship.
He beat the Knicks 2 years ago by himself, bro. Just literally, they couldn't stop this kid. This kid has so much game. You talk about skill. This kid has skill. He has.
No one says he's not skilled. No one says he's not good. That's not the argument.
Johnny,
that is not the argument.
Didn't you say, Steph, that was 2 years ago they won a title, but then you're going to use Trae Young 2 years ago.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I give you with Stephen Curry. I understand the nostalgia. That's what I'm saying. The reason Stephen Curry's not in my top 10 is because of the games played. Now, granted, Stephen Curry plays 60-something games. He's better than Trae Young, of course. I would have him in front of Trae Young, but Trae Young be playing 70 games.
Did we see what Steph did versus the Kings in the playoffs?
Yeah, that was
50 point
crazy.
game.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
That series, though, you couldn't stop.
That's how good they are. These guys are still great.
Against Sacramento, he was 34 points per game, 5 and 5, 49% from the field, 38 from 3-point, and 83 from the free throw line.
Yeah,
and that series was exhausting. I was tired watching those games.
7 games.
That's how great he played.
And Atlanta almost got swept by Boston.
I say that was the best series of all the playoffs in my
Man,
opinion.
I was tired watching those series. Like I don't even know how they made it out of that round. That's how good that series was.
The lead is
so Brandon, I get Johnny's point. It might be he's like sitting here saying like it's time to like hand the torch over and like start giving these players their recognition. They are recognized. Yeah, but I'm sorry.
There's NBA, no handing over. You got to take it.
Yeah, you got to take it. I think a Johnny trying
they haven't taken it yet.
Okay, no, so only Steph and LeBron is in that category then. That need to be taken from. The rest of those guys are out of it. KD, Kawhi.
KD's not out of it.
No.
Who said Kawhi?
Kawhi not even in it.
Kawhi
played as many games. Hold on.
Kawhi able to perform.
Hold on.
No, I've heard
Kawhi played as many games as KD did last year.
Yeah, Kawhi just not able to perform.
He played more. He played more than KD. He
did.
Imagine that Kawhi never played more games than KD last year, y'all.
Yeah,
but Kawhi had to take a leave in the playoffs because he cannot push his body like that.
I got you.
And it's not even that Kawhi. The Kawhi hype to me is completely overrated. To me, he's never been a needle pusher like that. For me, I'm just talking about for me. He's never been that. He goes to the Raptors. He takes advantage of a good opportunity. You beat the best team ever assembled while they're hurt, and everybody wanted to give Kawhi all this credit. He'd have never beat that Golden State team if that whole team was there and everybody know it. Kawhi should have never been in that conversation.
Brandon, let me ask you this, this. All right, so who's more of a title mover? Like you said, the needle for the title. Would it be Dame Lillard or Kawhi? Or Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant.
I would say Kevin Durant because he's more of a mismatch.
Okay.
You have to game plan differently for him because he's that good. He's defensively, he's really good, and offensively, you have to change your whole scheme. It's hard to defend a Kevin Durant team.
And on top of that, he has proven that he's moving the needle to be a championship contender when he went to Golden State. So I agree with that.
I think that's a bad example, Bob, because they were already a championship contender there.
They were championship contender.
They're not doing nothing. KD is only good when he got superstar teammates. You ain't never had KD go to a regular team and do something.
Well, Boston, he tried, but he did get a lot of talent in Boston. But not Boston, Brooklyn. He did get a lot of talent in Brooklyn.
Why? Because they got a championship team. He's not going to build a team up to win on his own. He's going to a championship contender. That's why he wanted to trade. He see Phoenix. Oh, Phoenix got Booker, Chris Paul. They just made it. I want to go there. Who wants to go to Phoenix? Come on, really?
But hold up. First things first.
Hold on.
That's the era of basketball we in. Because at the end of the day, you're not gonna win it. I hate to say it. The time of one superstar and one all-star doing anything in the NBA is over. That ended in the 90s. You're not doing that anymore.
They did
it. It ended in the 90s.
Giannis did it. Giannis did it.
Middleton and Drew Holiday are not are stars. Ralph, y'all got to stop that. Drew Holiday just got traded.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like Johnny beat me to it because we sleep.
Hold on, what? Say that again.
Drew Holiday.
Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday are stars.
No, well, I do believe that the league is going back to better teams. Like there's not super teams winning no more. Like you can't have 3 great players and win no more. That's not the case anymore. This is not the case anymore.
This year's championship team just did it. What we talking about?
What you
One
mean?
superstar.
No, I'm just what
And
I'm
an
saying. Like
all-star.
I'm just what I'm saying. Like that's not the same. Like there's no more super teams winning. You cannot have
Yeah.
3 great players on your team and win no more. Like everyone is balanced now. Everyone, you have to have players who play at every position of the court now. These guys are shooting the lights out.
I was going to say, let's see what Denver does this year, because honestly, I don't think it's going to be nearly as high as people got them.
I mean, like look at Denver. Like they had one superstar, even though Murray played out of his mind, but still one superstar. Steph Curry before one superstar, Giannis one superstar. Like those days of having super teams, they're not winning anymore. Super teams are not winning anymore. The Miami Heats of the world are not winning no more. Golden State was different because that was a different beast. But there's no more super teams winning. Brooklyn tried to do it. They didn't do nothing.
Well,
the Clippers tried to do it. They couldn't make it.
Oh wait, today the NBA, or just yesterday, or I reposted in our group, the NBA ESPN predicted what the season predictors as far as for wins.
That was so trash.
They only had one team over 50 out of the whole NBA. Everybody they had Memphis at number 1 in the Western Conference, winning like 48 games. That's how much Perry is in the NBA.
I saw that. They had the Lakers coming in number 8.
Hard disagree.
Yeah, they had the Lakers win like 41 games, and I believe they had
Milwaukee. Well, I think they only one West team win 50 last year.
No, I don't think so. I think it was.
I think the top. I think Sacramento. No. Memphis. I think Memphis won 50.
Memphis and Sacramento, I believe, won over 50 games last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 3.
And Denver. No,
so it's 3.
It was Denver and Memphis. Denver won 53. Memphis won 51. The Milwaukee Bucks won 58. The Boston Celtics won 57. The Sixers won 54, and the Cavaliers won 51. So they had 6 teams last year that won at least. 50.
Like there's less and less 50-win teams now. It's getting less and less because the players are. It's not the same as it's been in the past. There's not always going to be one dominant team or a few dominant teams winning all the time. Like these players, like the last team in the league could beat the best team in the league because they're going to outshoot them.
I think everybody's spread out.
Not only that, because not only that, because a lot of teams have a bunch of Mikal Bridges, guys who are the 3rd or 4th, 5th guys, but they're just playing their roles, and you don't know if they go to another team and be the main guy. Guys like a Kevin Porter Jr. that is the 3rd guy in Denver, but if he was somewhere else, or like a Klay Thompson, if he was somewhere else, just like Mikal Bridges, he goes from being the 4th guy nobody recognizes. Now all of a sudden, I hear people having Mikal Bridges as a top 10 player.
Oh hell,
which is crazy.
I mean, he's good. He's really good. Like just like say for instance,
we gotta see what he do to this season.
No, he's good.
When the Brooklyn, he started averaging like 26. He was.
Roles change. What I'm saying, depending on your roles and where you
because teams didn't know how to scout. They scouted him as a 4th leading team. Now he's the number 1 option. So they
to the point is that everybody's skilled in the NBA.
Yeah, everybody's so good.
No, nobody just has a simple role no more. You're not the 5th guy on the team because you just have a one role. You know what I'm saying? You're actually the 5th guy because there's just that much better players than you on the team, but you're still skilled in doing a lot. You can still, you know what I'm saying? You can do a lot. They're just 5th or 6th guys on a lot of teams that are really good basketball players.
Yeah, people don't realize that. Like they didn't really, because most people don't even watch basketball. The last time a lot of people watched basketball was when LeBron broke the record. They was like, why can't they stop the Thunder? Because everyone is shooting the lights out. Like that's every fucking game. Like these players are shooting the lights out. They're up and down the court. It's hard to play today. I know they talk there's no hand checking, but it's harder to play defense without hand checking.
So I never heard you say that.
I agree with that. It's very hard to play defense without hand checking. I do.
I got a question. Why is Shea not in this conversation? He was all NBA 1st team point guard. Why is Shea not in these conversations?
I brought up.
Johnny had him top 10.
I had him top 10.
Okay.
So, like there's a lot of players in the league that can be like De'Aaron. I didn't hear anybody say De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, he's like, good. They definitely top 15.
No, I mentioned him, but not being top 10. I did not mention him top 10. Though.
But let's be like he's in the conversation. Who are you taking out to insert him?
He better leave Sacramento.
And top 10. Nah, I mean, if we go from 11 to 20, then you're talking about those type of players. You're talking about De'Aaron Fox, the Julius Randles,
Don't name Randall.
I think we'll
I
find
was
out a
waiting
lot
for Ralph
about
to say
Sacramento this
something.
year. I think we'll
I was
find out
waiting
Sacramento is real.
for Johnny to either say Tyler Hero or Julius Randle. I'm not gonna lie, I was waiting.
Listen,
Don't name Randall.
so half the panel understand my take as far as the availability. The other guys understand what Brandon said, which is the moving the needle for championships, right? So we know the top 5 guys move the needle for championships. So outside of LeBron, KD, and Stephen Curry, what other players move the needle for championships? Let's start with you, Brandon.
I know you had Tatum in your top 10, so mine will be.
The top 5.
I mean, top 5. I mean,
everybody has the same top 5. Everybody has the same top 5.
Except me, I had LeBron in my top 5.
Oh, you did? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Continue.
So for me, the other 2 would have been AD and Booker.
Okay. All right, Craig, who would you have as far as moving the needle? Like they said,
with those top.
But you can't really come on. AD teamed up with LeBron. So if you get somebody else besides AD, they would have won with LeBron.
No, but the thing is, on that team, Anthony Davis does though. On that team, he does.
Well, you could say that about a lot of players. If you put them with a specific team, they move the needle.
But no, but they're on that. He's already on the team. He's already on the team.
Dame
he's already on the team.
Okay, so you say no, because Dame is not Dame. Yeah, because Dame is not in that top 8. So anyone else besides Damian Lillard?
I
can't say Dame yet because we haven't seen.
I don't think it's Dame. I think it's 6 superstars in the league, and those are the only ones who move the needle for championships. That's it. Period.
Besides the number 1 favorites.
Well, yeah, they're saying not Dame because we haven't seen Dame do it. That's what they're saying, I believe. But I believe Dame can.
Agree.
What about you, Travis? So we have Dame Lillard, Booker, and AD being brought up. Anyone else?
So you're talking about these? We're just talking about players who potentially could
move the needle. Like Brandon said, these are the guys that move the needle, and they should be in the top 10 because they move the needle. To get the availability, we already talked about the availability.
Sure. I mean, I would say that, especially if they're in the right situation. I mean, we're not talking about Jokic or anything, right? We're just
he's already top 5. Okay. Like we're not talking about those players.
If you're a top 5 player, you automatically move the needle. If you're in the top 5, you automatically.
I would definitely put AD up there. I would put AD. I would put. I mean, I really love. I mean, I super love Donovan Mitchell's game. I think that he could do it in the right situation, especially AD though, because especially when he's healthy, he's going to be a force on both ends, especially defensively. That's what I look for in players who I rank higher than others, because they're going to be impactful in both ways, and you don't have to game plan, for different matches with them. A last player I'd probably put would be Tatum. I think that if he plays to his full ability, he's just a mismatch. For me,
Tatum is already moving the needle. He's in the finals, and in Eastern Conference.
You have him in your top 5, right?
Travis,
no?
Yeah. Tatum already moved the needle.
Yeah. How about you, Twin Man? So you heard some names. Any other names that move the needle for championships?
I believe, and y'all probably gonna think I'm crazy for saying this name, but I believe if you put like SGA in a different situation, take him out of Oklahoma City with his ability, he can move the needle for a lot of teams.
I mean, but we're saying like who moves the needle now? He's already on his team. He doesn't move the needle right now to a title contender. He just doesn't do it. If you put him on a team on Boston, of course, because that's a loaded, but he doesn't now.
There's not that many. It's only going to be like Jason Tatum, AD. Hell, I can even say a Jaylen Brown. Like he can move the needle if he actually decides to perform better in the playoffs.
He does. We already seen it. He does.
If he decides to perform better in the playoffs, he'll go crazy all year, and he'll just run into the series. He'll run into a series in the playoffs and just forget how to play.
That's because he's been bailing out Jason Tatum the whole season.
But that's the question, Twin Man. It was outside of the top 5, which we all have the same top 5 players besides Brandon, but he has Tatum 6, so it's the same thing. And then most of us have LeBron 6 as well. But out of the top 5, then we taking LeBron, Steph, and KD out of the discussion. So from there we have AD, Booker. You mentioned Jaylen Brown.
It's gonna be like AD, Tatum. Leaving Tatum off. It's gonna be like AD, Booker, Dame,
Jimmy.
Yeah, somebody just mentioned Jimmy Butler.
Gotta give Jimmy his credit.
Rid of them,
Jimmy, okay, all right.
My turn.
Yeah, your turn is after John. John, you got anybody else?
No, I think there's 6 needle movers, and those are the top 6. Outside of that, ain't no more needle movers. And I don't know why y'all keep saying AD We saw him in New Orleans. He wasn't a needle mover.
No, but he does on the Lakers. In his current situation, if they did not have Anthony Davis, they wouldn't be in the conversation. He moves the needle.
He moves the needle as the number 2 guy.
But he still moves
the
it.
needle as the number.
Without Anthony Davis, they wouldn't be competitive.
Puts them over the hump.
So hold on, so what's the 6 again? Name the 6, John, please.
Giannis, Jokic, Embiid, Tatum,
I'm not even
Luka, and LeBron.
That's
Embiid
it. So you don't have.
I can't say Embiid.
I don't think Steph is a needle mover anymore for championships.
Okay, I got you. All right, Ralph. We go.
So you said Embiid
me personally. Hold on.
Yeah, he did say that.
I got this. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have Embiid as a needle mover.
Why?
In the playoffs, he has crumbled.
But he's top 5.
But if we're gonna say just top 5 in the league, yeah, he's top 5.
Oh, okay, Ralph. So you're saying that
I don't think he's a needle mover when it comes to the playoffs.
But you're saying, are you saying that Philly is not a like title contender? That's what you're saying?
This year, this is my reason why I feel like they're not going to be for this year, for the fact that they got a lot of problems going on in that organization right now. That's going to be a distraction to the team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that would be my only reason. If we're talking about talent,
but it's not Embiid's fault then, though. That's not Embiid's fault.
Well, first, hold on. The thing is, Embiid, there's rumors that he's disgruntled there as well.
I mean, I will be too.
But
Ralph, I got a question for you, Ralph.
He gets traded to a team, right, Ralph? He gets traded to a team. He doesn't move the needle for that team as a title contender?
I will have to see it.
This is my question for Ralph.
I think he'll boost the team. Don't get it twisted, but
I got a question for Ralph, though. Ralph, I'm a Knicks fan. We get Embiid. You don't think that puts us in the title conversation if the Knicks got Embiid?
Oh, it's going to be a conversation. 100%. It'll be a conversation. It'll be a conversation. But the thing is, I have to see it, though. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to be
I got to see it. But this is one player.
On the Knicks, if Embiid's on the Knicks, we are definitely in. It's not even a conversation. It's Eastern Conference Finals or Finals. Period.
But the thing is, it depends on who we give up for him.
True.
All right, so Ralph, tell us, Ralph. My bad, Cam left.
I mean, I do agree with the AD. Now, this is if healthy, Kawhi.
No,
bro.
No.
Yes.
Kawhi doesn't belong in
if healthy, Kawhi. If healthy, Kawhi. Let's really go back to that Sun. Let's go back to no. Just listen to my reasoning.
Right of the Kawhi cap, bro.
Go back to that series against the Clippers.
Next, Cam. Go ahead, Ralph.
Go back to that Clippers in Sun series. Mm-hmm. Kawhi was giving them the business, and they were giving them problems. Once he went down, that's when the Suns took off. Man. They could not stop Kawhi.
Repeat what you just.
And we've also seen it in the past to where he moved the needle with Toronto.
He only because the team was hurt. You know it.
Huh?
He only beat Golden State because they was hurt.
Ralph, if he plays the playoffs, are they?
But within the whole playoffs, I give you that with the Golden State. I give you that. No, that's the only reason. But we look at it throughout the whole playoffs before that. Yes, he was the big difference maker. Huh? What's up?
Are they title contenders if he's playing the whole playoffs? The Clippers.
If Kawhi,
with the Clippers, Kawhi does not get hurt in the playoffs. Are they title contenders?
If well, Paul George also got to be healthy too now.
Oh, see, so that shows you.
We gotta put that.
He's not that guy, Rob.
No. It's like, you know.
Yeah, Embiid. I believe Embiid's a title changer. Of course, Embiid changes a factor all the time. Embiid's a beast, bro.
Yes, I see Kawhi leave a team and beat Embiid to make it to the finals. I haven't seen Embiid do anything of that nature. So how can you
Embiid's
say
also
that
better.
about Kawhi? And
let's be real. All right, let's look at the history with Kawhi.
That following playoffs.
Let's look at the. Hold on.
He hasn't done nothing since Toronto. That's the fact. He hasn't done nothing since Toronto.
Let me explain about Kawhi. The reason why. Let me explain why I say Kawhi is a needle mover. Let's look at back in the Spurs, right? When they won 67 games, when they played that Golden State team, they were killing them. They had no answers for him, killing them by 25. He goes down, they wind up beating him. Then they trade him to Toronto. Toronto, all they did was a swap. They went from winning those games and barely making the playoffs when they got DeRozan, and then instantly they instantly go to the finals with Toronto when Toronto was getting swept
in the Eastern Conference Finals.
With the
Eastern Conference Finals.
So that's why I say he's a needle mover. If healthy.
Ralph, you've had like 3 children since then. Please, bro, we get out of the 90s. I had 2. Y'all are holding. You said 2017. Y'all are holding on, bro. It's 2024. Cam, what's good, Cam? Let's look at Cam in here because Cam is going on my side. I know Cam believes in these young players. Please tell the truth. What other players outside of those 8 players we've been naming that you know for a fact are title movers? The moving to the title. Like these are guys that are the guys that are going to help you win a championship today.
That's tough, man. Okay, because I was looking at y'all like answers. I mean, I kind of came in a little bit late, but so you're saying as far as moving the needle, as far as like putting your team in a position or like capable of putting your team in a position to win a championship?
Yeah, so we know the top 5. Everybody agreed their top 5 is, Joker, Giannis, Embiid, Tatum, and Luka. So those guys are title. They're automatic title contenders, right? Because they're that great. Then you have LeBron, Stephen Curry, and KD because Brandon already established their title movers. Anyone else outside of those 8? We got AD mentioned. We got Booker mentioned. Mitchell was mentioned. Jaylen Brown was mentioned. Ralph was just going off about Kawhi Leonard.
See, that's tough because none of the players that you mentioned, like outside of that top 6, are the 1A on their team. So like if you're mentioning AD, if you're mentioning like Booker, like it's hard to say that they move the needle because they're playing a secondary role on their team. So it's like
Booker number 1 on his team.
Who?
Booker's gonna be number 1. He's gonna be the number 1.
He was number 1 last year.
Yeah,
wow, he's different this year.
Definitely was.
See, I don't know. I can't. I would say you have to be like in order for you to be in that conversation. Like I wouldn't put AD up there. Like if we're talking about talent wise, then okay, we can argue he's top 10. But like I don't think that his presence necessarily moves the needle for LA. He plays good in his role, but he's not the de facto reason.
I understand what Johnny's about to say. I understand it was 2020, but they won a ring. Basically,
they won a ring with AD as the second best player on the team.
Okay, Cam. So without AD last year, would they have made it out the first round or made the playoffs?
They wouldn't have made the playoffs.
He moves the needle. He's that valuable.
But you take any second best player on any team.
Not on that team. Anthony Davis do so much. He controls the whole defense. He's the reason they actually win games.
Okay, so pick any team in the NBA with only
the playoffs last year.
Really.
So no, Cam.
So okay, so using that logic.
Name a second guy that can do what AD does, or replace AD for the Lakers and give him the same title contentions.
Embiid.
Anybody else? Top 15. But look, hold on. I'm gonna give
the top 5 players.
I'm gonna give an example though. Yeah. So you're saying that if you take AD off the Lakers, that the Lakers don't make the playoffs, right? So how can you have Luka in that top conversation? Which I have him in that conversation, but using your logic, with Luka and Kyrie on the same team, they didn't make the playoffs. So
Kyrie came
the same
for the year.
That's my point. That's my point, though. Without Kyrie,
we're talking about on the Lakers. Put him on the Lakers.
We seen Luka go to the Western Conference Finals without a second option.
But what did he do last year?
Hold on, Cam. You're right. The only reason we're doing that is because we already know they're in the top 5, right? So like we just told Ralph. Ralph doesn't believe Embiid is a title contender with the Philly and all that stuff, right? And all that stuff that was going on in Philly.
Yeah, Ralph crazy.
No, I'm not crazy. Look, hold on. Let me make it clear. I said if we're gonna look at the roster and they don't have this turmoil going on, yes. But I feel like no for the fact of what they got going on right now. That's the only reason why.
But I still put Embiid as a top player though, so he's automatically in that conversation. I don't think his presence, like they're a championship contender, but he's still a top 5 player.
I'm sorry, if you move Embiid to a lot of teams in the NBA, they are instantly in the title conversation, bro.
But the other teams got great players on that.
But Luka was I'm sorry, Ralph. Go ahead.
Like what you were saying with the Knicks, we already have a playoff team. You put a top player on that team, of course that's going to happen. But
no, you trade Embiid and Julius Randle. That's it.
Oh, yeah, if you could get a straight up trade for Julius Randle,
you're going to do that.
I mean,
but yeah,
Philly's a title contender every year, so that's a moot point.
And
I'm sorry, if we could get Julius Randle and Embiid a straight up trade, the Knicks would go to the finals.
Don't do that because we still got Tyler Hero. Ain't nobody making the finals.
The Knicks
this man was swear to God.
The only time the Knicks make the finals a year after Jordan wins a chip.
Tyler Hero's a bootleg Klay Thompson.
Oh my God!
So he ain't even that good.
So we're
gonna. That's why I said bootleg.
I want to get Cam's top 10 players coming into 2024. So my criteria was based off of like availability. Brandon was basing off of just being the best player, knowing what you can do as far as winning a championship. You can do your own criteria, and then we'll let Ralph go for his. But what's yours, Cam? Go ahead, Cam, since you've been waiting so patiently, please.
No, I agree with y'all. Like the same names that y'all listed. So in no order, Jokic, Embiid, Giannis, Tatum, Luka, LeBron, Steph, KD. And then I guess that's 8. So to round out the top 10, I would put we already said Luka. I'll probably put Jimmy in there. And then it's tough. Like at the bottom of that list is real tough. Like it's probably about 15 guys you could put in the top 10, but I would say probably him and then Dame going into 2023 or 2024.
That's a good list.
That's not a bad list. Dame was another guy that Craig brought up that said that changed the needle. I agree. Dame does change the needle for championship categories.
Yeah, when you say move the needle, I say their presence alone makes your team substantially better. It don't necessarily have to be a championship, but like Brandon said, you put any of those players on any other team, regardless of their playoff standing. Mm-hmm. If they didn't make the playoffs, they're instantly a playoff team. If they did make the playoffs, they're instantly a title contender. That's my logic as far as like being a top 10 player.
Top 10 player. That works. I mean, I don't have KD up there. KD's not the guy. I don't believe it. But Ralph, what's your top 10, Ralph, going into this season?
The first 8, I pretty much agree with Cam.
Okay.
That's pretty much my 8. I will put Booker in there.
Yep.
I will put Booker definitely.
And then the last guy?
AD.
Wow. Wait a minute. No, we did this last year. Any one of you guys had LeBron in your top 10 last year? I know me and Brandon did. Ralph,
I had him. I had him at no, I didn't. That was before the season started. No, I didn't.
I think no. We had him top 10.
Huh?
No, I think
I was the only one.
No, remember I had him top 10. Remember I said I had him top 10. I was like, he has.
Yeah, I did. I had him at 10.
No, I'm the only one who had him top 10. You guys didn't think he was gonna do it in year 20.
We're gonna bring up the footage.
Yeah, we're gonna bring up them footage.
Yeah,
we're gonna bring up the footage.
Yeah, I gotta go back on that footage. I'm
quite sure. I remember saying, because I remember doing that show, thinking to myself, no one was gonna bring up LeBron James being top 10 going in year 20. And I believe only Brandon did. And I think Brandon had him top 5. And I think I had him number 10. And none of you guys, Craig was involved. Travis wasn't here yet. And I don't know about John. I
think I had Anthony Davis in the top 10 too, and y'all was calling me crazy.
Yeah, I didn't have LeBron.
I remember that show.
I didn't.
I remember that show. It was Brandon and Johnny had LeBron in the top 10. Craig was hating as normal. Ralph was hating as normal, talking about he's in year 20. He can't hold on. It's year 20. So they was hating. I remember that show.
That's because we brought in. That's when he had the.
It's either.
Russell Westbrook, he was
Russell
from the whole hospice family to come join. That's when
that was
because they had no team.
That was last year. That was after the.
You talking about my team?
No, that was after the
That's what
debacle of
that- yeah,
2022. That was after the debacle of 2022 when they had the horrible year when they got Westbrook. No, last year we did the same thing we did this year. We started with number 10. We went down the list, and none of you guys had LeBron James. I mean, we got to put it.
Nah, I don't. It's either I had him 10 or I didn't have him in there at all. I can't.
You didn't have him there at all.
Now he's number 6. He's number 6.
I wasn't around here.
No, it's not in no order.
Then, but I had LeBron at 6 last year. Yeah, like I got him at 6 this year.
Only reason why I remember that is I was in the chat going ham. Where I was asking crowd like, "Where's LeBron in your top 10?" And y'all would say, "Man, he's a year 20. He's a year 20." I was like,
No,
I remember that.
Greg said that because I don't be looking at the chat.
After the season, it was talking about the season. That season when he had Westbrook and he was talking and what happened. So that's why we didn't, because they missed the playoffs.
Yeah, they did.
It was based
so
off.
It's not
of
like.
Yeah,
I mean, his team made the Western Conference. I got him 6.
I think about it like I think about top 10 players. I think about the individual production from the season prior. That's how I make my top 10 list. I don't go off by what the team did. I can't go off the team record. If we're going top 10 players, it's individual players, what they individually bring to the table. I can't take any list seriously that doesn't have LeBron James in it because he hasn't shown top 10 player yet.
Your game, but your game style or whatever you do on the court as far as production has to translate to winning to a certain degree. To depending on what your team is doing, you can't just be out there jacking up a bunch of shots and your team is losing. I agree with you there, but you still have to. It's a part of winning. You can't be like that's what holds SGA back. But they were in the play-in and they were close. It was a tough league. It was hard. He had nobody. You know what I'm saying? So it do depend. It do depends though.
Because if that's the case, it was some years ago we should have had Bradley Beal in the top 10.
Yeah,
when he was like second in scoring and everything and making an all NBA teams, and nobody had him in the top.
What's going to be crazy about this year, I think, is that more so than any other, it's going to be about who has the best depth. Because we've seen tons of players move around or whatever, and team up. And just like you can't account for injuries or anything, but that's, a large degree. I think that's why the Nuggets won. You look and see, Giannis was putting up historic numbers, but they didn't win because, it's like you could game plan for him, and there's no one else you're scared of really on a consistent basis, especially off the bench. And the Nuggets just had incredible depth. I think they retained that, but we'll see what happens. As far as the moving the needle thing,
that's all it comes down. Whoever's healthy at the end.
I think the Nuggets.
I think Travis is on point about everything he just said.
So that means, so with all that being said, what y'all saying about people need to be healthy, my list is the best list. That means all my players.
Your list is actually the worst.
My list moves everybody. It moves the needle because if you saying who's going to be the most healthiest, I can tell you right now, all my guys are going to be more healthy than all your guys.
You're talking about who's playing the most games, maybe, but playing 82 games don't really make you a title contender.
We'll see when the season starts. So we definitely had a great show, guys. We had a great panel. Thanks to everybody for joining us.
I wanted to ask a question. This has been going around lately.
Okay.
It's been the comparison between Boston and the Bucks in the Western Conference Finals.
Eastern Conference, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, and that's been the big talk lately.
I don't know what's the discussion.
Yeah, we don't even know yet. We got to see him on the court.
You got Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero.
It's predictions.
Jimmy Butler,
we're not worried about
Hero,
I'm not
Sam Adebayo,
all these predictions.
Biscayne and June.
The predictions of those two teams heading up, like who's the better team.
That's hard. Coaching. They're forgetting about coaching.
I've been saying Boston when they got Drew Holiday. I've been saying Boston. I love that Drew Holiday.
I don't know because I don't know because I'm gonna be honest. I think if I'm gonna give the edge to anybody, it's gonna be Milwaukee. Just because I'm looking at that pick and roll with Dame and with Giannis, and Dame is going to be ridiculous. And honestly, I think honestly in that series, I think Dame cooks Drew Holiday. I think he cooks Drew Holiday. I don't think Drew Holiday can guard him.
Well, for me, I think it's going to be Boston because Boston is, that's their team. They're just adding pieces. Milwaukee, that's like a whole new team. We don't really know how that's going to gel.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Oh, you adding Dame Lillard? That's a
That's the
humongous
only
piece.
player there. That's the
That's a
only player they
humongous
really.
piece. We don't know how
That's
that's
the
going to
only piece
mesh.
they added.
They
But
still
you
got
get
their
a better
core, though. They still
shooter,
got their depth.
get a
They
better
still got
shooter,
Giannis.
a better facilitator, and like I said, that pick and roll is going to be nasty.
Now I'm gonna tell you, I picked the Bucks for the fact that it's gonna come down to the bench.
Yep.
Look at Boston's bench and then look at the Bucks bench.
Bucks bench
after
got veterans. They
after
got
Derek
experience.
White is looking ugly.
Jimmy Butler.
It's looking ugly after Derek White.
I don't like.
If Celtics make the playoffs and then if Celtics make the playoffs and Tatum plays the way he did in the regular season, but it translates through the playoffs, nobody's beating that team.
Bam.
I agree with you, Travis. I agree with
You can say that about Dame.
Right.
I don't know about Boston, but I don't know about the Bucks, but Boston, we already know what they bring.
Kevin
And
They're
they're
going to have the
adding
filthiest starting
Porzingis,
lineup in
and
the
they're
league.
adding they're going to be better. They don't have to change too much.
Caleb,
The
Boston's
Bucks'
going to be
whole
a
offense
really
has to
good
change.
regular season
Their
team.
defense has to change. Everything has to change on the Bucks.
Boston's going to win a lot of regular season games, and I feel like when they get to the playoffs, it's going to come down to their inexperience at coaching. Y'all got to think, like, they was one game away from getting put out by Philly. So, like, you still have the inexperience in coaching that's in the playoffs. You still have Tatum and JB kind of taking turns individually on offense. I feel like Milwaukee's a more rounded team. They got more depth. They got more veterans. They have a better coach. I feel like they'll go further in the playoffs.
They have a new coach.
Milwaukee got a
Yeah,
new
but he's a
coach.
better coach. He has
They've
like
had
15 years of
experienced coach.
experience as an assistant.
Yeah, Adrian Griffin is not a bad coach at all.
I'm sorry, got to give the edge to the Bucks in this. Like, I understand what Brandon's saying. Like, you did add like a superstar to a team in Dame, but we already know what Dame brings to the table. He's a better shooter. He's a better shooter than Drew Holiday. He's a better facilitator than Drew Holiday. The only thing Drew Holiday really has over Dame is defense. So I will agree with Brandon on that. It will look different defensively, but offensively, they are going to go ham. And then we're leaving out the fact Chris Middleton, he can take pretty much anybody one-on-one when healthy.
They don't really adding a superstar don't really mean that you're just going to get better. Look at Denver. Like, they didn't need a bunch of superstars in their team. They had a chemistry. So we don't really know what Dame's going to do defensively and offensively to that team.
I'm confused how y'all giving so much.
Looks good on paper.
Like, Giannis is not there. Like, come on.
Right.
Yeah, who's going to
Yeah, he's there, but Dame is a huge piece. We don't know what's going to happen.
Like, now you can't really build that wall because you don't have Drew Holiday taking those shots. You have Dame taking those shots.
Mm-hmm.
So you double team Giannis. He kicks it out to Dame. What if Dame just throws it right back into Giannis? Either way, I'm sorry. I think this is going to be crazy. Bucks are going to go crazy.
But to Brandon's point, though, are you going to be doing that with Giannis? Are you really going to be letting Dame Lillard sit in the corner waiting to take a three-pointer?
It's not sitting in the corner. I'm talking about it's going to go through.
That's what you're saying, though.
I'm sitting here saying Dame brings up the ball. He throws it down to Giannis, and they usually build that wall. They double team him. Okay, you have Dame sitting out there now instead of Drew Holiday pulling that shot.
No, they build the wall when Giannis is dribbling up the court because you can't.
Yeah, they haven't built a wall in a half court setting in years. They can't no more. Like,
Kawhi beat him in the.
They already have good shooters. All those guys can shoot, from Lopez to Drew Holiday to all the guys. They always have shooters. That's how they were able to win the championship, because they had shooters.
A better shooter though, for Drew Holiday.
But now you got Drew Holiday.
Who's the better defender? Who's the better defender? Now, how you gonna?
I'll give you that. I'll definitely give you.
Now you got Holiday bringing up the ball up court, and you got Tatum on one wing and Brown on the other wing. How do you stop
dangerous.
that?
and you got Porzingis as well.
I say Boston's way much more
Boston
dangerous.
Celtics got Porzingis.
The Boston Celtics are way much more dangerous. No, the Boston Celtics are way much more dangerous.
Yep.
I said it from the beginning. If Boston found themselves a good ball facilitator, it would be over. And that is what they found. And not only can he actually facilitate, he can actually play defense, and he's efficient from the outside. They have another outside shooter like Brandon said in KP. They are going to be a problem. Now Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown will get the balls in right positions. To get the coach, you have a point guard. That's why you need a good ball facilitator. You don't really need
the defensive side.
It's the same. They're there. They got Horford. They got defenders. They got White. They got
Horford is
White.
is a grandfather.
Yeah, but he's still smart. It's
Where's the grandfather? He's
the
not that quiet.
we have a 40-year-old still a top 5 player in the NBA, so it's possible he could do his role.
Top 6.
Nah, we're not doing that, Brandon. You're not
He could do
comparing
his role.
LeBron. We're not doing that.
Listen,
LeBron's
they did lose,
40 and Al Horford 40. Al Horford 40 is like 80, bro.
They did lose a lot of defense. They did lose a lot of defense. I'll tell you what, they did lose a lot of defense because they didn't replace Williams. Both Williamses, they couldn't replace them. So what do you
talking about
next?
the always injured Williams?
Exactly. That's what I'm trying
to say. But in the playoffs, he still helped them.
He was injured last year in the playoffs.
Availability is the best ability.
Yeah, he didn't play that much. But I'm saying like
it doesn't matter because my Heat is beating all of them.
Oh, stop it!
Nah.
That boy at the hair salon right now.
He out there with his golf hair. That boy
at the hair salon right
now. Y'all.
Let's make something clear. Jimmy Butler looked like a strong, independent black woman. I'm trying to tell you.
I'll tell you like this. See,
I saw that. I was like, "Is that a?" I thought someone photoshopped that shit.
That was funny. All right, y'all. That's it. Y'all making fun of my team. It's time to end the show. Enough of this. Leave my team
that's
alone.
perfect time. That's a heat of the show. No pun intended.
Yes, but listen, y'all. It's been a great show. I appreciate everybody coming up with their top 10. It gave y'all some time. Next week we'll be back again on Sunday, noon Eastern time. So shout out to Craig, shout out to John, Twin Man, Travis, Ralph, and Cam. I am A Johnny. You know who that is, Brandon. We are GOAT James Kingdom. We'll be back next week with another episode for y'all, and maybe we'll get some more Jordan fans upset. Shout out to everybody in the comments. I make sure y'all hit up the subscribe button, the like button, hit up for the membership. Now we got something for y'all. It's coming. I can't believe y'all really think Player of the Month is not as good as winning the slam dunk contest. We'll talk about that next week.
Well, what's the point? He got both. That's my whole point. Why are we discussing which one better when the player got both? It's not my fault he only got one. That's why y'all so emphasis on Player of the Month, because he don't got the other.
Mute yourself right quick, John.
Let him get both. You wouldn't care which one is more important.
Brandon, you got any last words? Are we gonna be ready for that show? Are we gonna be ready for that show next week, Brandon?
Yeah, you see, I ignored me, right?
Yeah. I got so much materials from y'all delusional Jordan fans, LeBron haters. It's ridiculous.
Man, here we go.
So now we gotta put importance in what he got.
I think the best. Hey Johnny, I think the best was from Friday. We literally are listening to the commentator talk about the defensive scheme that they're putting on Jordan in the 91 finals, right? And he still sat here and said, "Y'all lying. Scotty didn't guard him in the finals."
No, he said Scotty didn't go full court. Scotty didn't cover him full court. Literally showing you the play of him covering Scotty full court. And he
full
said
court.
Scotty,
Magic didn't even have the ball. Scotty right on him.
Yeah,
Divac had to bring the ball up.
We know saying it don't matter.
Yeah. So next week we're gonna show.
The question it was about was Jordan the primary ball defender on Magic. Everybody said it was Pippen because all you hear is Pippen was guarding Magic the whole series.
Pippen was more impactful on defense than Jordan was.
The words up now, motherfuckers was not saying nothing about impactful.
Hey, talk about how they sent the double every time Magic put Jordan in the post.
Exactly.
Listen,
Magic the whole series, and that's why they won. None of that defended.
Listen, that footage is easy to find. You can go back and catch it. That was Friday Night Exposure, just this past episode 14. We talked about the Michael Jordan 91 finals and guarding Magic or not. So you can go check that out. And we're going to go find Ralph and Craig not having LeBron in the top 10 last year and having him in the top 10 this year. So
I told you, hey,
yeah.
I said either I had him 10 or it was out. I'm not claiming either.
Put that on TikTok.
We're going to put that on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Y'all boys have a great Sunday afternoon. Enjoy your football.
Oh, that's nasty.
Hey, Ralph.
Everybody have a good one. Have a good one.
I'm coming to TikTok Live, and I'm going to show why Trae Young and Jaylen Brown are top 10 players outside of your 2010 nostalgia players. So y'all.
Oh, here we go, man.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Can't wait to see it.
I
can't wait to see it.
Trae Young. Yes,
if I was you, Johnny, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that if I was you.
That's you, King John, that be in the comments to keep King James?
Yes, that's him. That's John.
Yes,
John.
Now I know who it is.
I need to get a TikTok account so I can come on there and mess with y'all, man.
Shout out to King John.
Yeah, get up on that, man. Like TikTok is.
He's a GOAT, James. As a matter of fact, he's responsible for some videos because he's already telling me videos he wants to be made. So we about to make more videos. We about to expose y'all because he's from Chicago, so he's seen it. He's seen
Yes,
it.
I have. Yes, I have seen it all.
Synced it all.
The
WGN.
NBA,
Fellas, he was there.
WGN. Y'all have a good Sunday, y'all. Peace, y'all.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
man.
Peace.